Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first ever virtual happy hour. We're so excited to spend a short time with you this evening to wind down and to be inspired, all to the tune of a glass of wine. So whoever has their wine handy can cheers, have a nice happy hour toast. The wind down is essential, right? So my name is Amelia Felbinger. I am a team leader in Brooklyn, New York. I am a mom of two, and it is my great honor to lead this team, which is now over 450 women all across the country, a team full of leaders of their own right, some of whom you'll meet tonight. And this entire group is made up of their organizations. So just so many talented and multifaceted women. So we love what we do, and we love coming together to share in what we experience as a group, which is something that we have found unique in the world and unique in this industry. So we really strive to create a space of positivity, of personal growth and inspiration with each other. We all have a business on our own, but we are very much in this together and grow together. So I wanted to give you the chance to get to know what we're really about and vice versa. So what are we about? I've learned over and over, it does really go way deeper than skincare. Even though I have found ours to be unparalleled, it really is so much more about skincare. So in fact, I learned about this when 4 years ago, when my first child, Zia Rose, was 5 months old. And my family was relocated to the Midwest while my husband was doing production of Les Mis. We both come from long acting careers. And not only was I feeling really ragged and very tired and like my life exploded as a new mom, but my face was also changing really, really fast. Combination, early 30s and new parenthood. And my dear friend and mentor called me one day and said her cousin had formulated this new skincare line, and that they were going to be a part of it and I should take a look at it. And I immediately had my doubts and immediately thought that I was nothing like skincare girl, whatever I thought that was in my head. It was very distinct what I thought. But I decided to go ahead and watch our CEO speak with our formulator, and I fell in love with who they were and their message. And I really had a gut instinct, and I followed it, and I just joined the company and made a decision to jump in and see what I could do with this. And I'd been part of direct sales companies before, which I'm very grateful for because I really could see and feel the difference here. And I tried the products. I got them and I tried them before bed one night. And even though I was extremely underslept, I just lay awake, like unbelieving at how my face felt. I'd never felt anything like it. And I was just kept awake by it. It felt so amazing. Also because I knew what this meant and I knew what I had my hands on. And in my life, I was wanting more. I was wanting out of the service industry, not because I didn't love it, alongside my acting, which I also loved, but because it had a ceiling. And I was at a place in my life, I no longer wanted a ceiling. I no longer wanted a boss to tell me when I couldn't and couldn't work or what to spend my time on. And, I found that is the story for so many. So many of us do love what we do, but we want to do it somehow more on our own terms. And this is a vehicle that could do that. And that was me. And I ended up falling so very in love with it to my great surprise, finding, fulfillment and success on a level that brought me bliss, alongside growing as a mother. And so that had previously been unparalleled. And I really look to show the way to that kind of joy to as many women as I possibly can when I get up in the morning. So that's a little bit about me and my background. There's a few others who you'll hear from tonight. And then it's a tad bit about the company. So the next person we want to hear from is Leslie Young. She is our top leader. And I'd love it, Leslie, if you would please share with us your unique story. You come from such a variety of prestigious backgrounds and various careers. I'd love for you to share, what were you feeling and thinking heading into this, and what made you say yes? What have you learned?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We moved, my family was in Washington, D.C. for about 20 years. And all of a sudden, my husband basically came home and said, "Hey, what do you think about moving to Cincinnati, Ohio?" And I'm like, "Oh, Cincinnati, Ohio. I've never been there." And it was kind of a shock because we had two kids in junior high and I thought we'd be in DC forever. And, life was kind of planned out. I had worked at CNN, Cable News Network, and the Washington Bureau for many years. And prior to that, I worked on Capitol Hill in a press office where I did media relations for the House of Representatives Education and Workforce Committee. And then as life moved on and I had children, I loved doing my freelance communications work for places like PBS and US News and World Report and some old other magazines that aren't even around anymore, which I'm showing my age, I guess. But as we moved along and I wrote some children's books and had a great time doing all that, and I found out we were moving, I'm like, oh, okay, as someone who loves to work, I always just like to have my own thing going on, but I also like to have a lot of flexibility, which quite honestly wasn't always easy to find and to achieve. So as we moved to Washington, I had started using, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? I was using Ever. Amelia introduced it to me about 6 months before we moved. And I tried the products and I fell in love with them almost immediately. As we were moving, Amelia, I would continue to order. My favorite was Youthful. I couldn't live without Youthful, and my Luminous, and just kind of kept bopping along. And every now and then, Amelia would reach out to me. She's my niece, my wonderful, wonderful niece with whom we would never get to spend the kind of time we spend together without Ever, but I'll save that for another day. I just adore her. But as we got settled in, Amelia would occasionally kind of ping me on email saying, "Hey, this company's a rocket ship," and those were her exact words. "I know you're moving and the timing, might not be perfect, but keep in the back of your head, you should think about doing this with me. There's nothing like it out there. There's nothing that's clean and clinical grade and feels this amazing, these kinds of results." So, and at the time, to be perfectly honest with you, I adored Amelia and I saw all of her success, but I'm like, it's just not for me, not my thing. That's for other people. I will buy the products, but it's just not for me. Well, a couple more months went by and we got settled in. And I literally was like looking at my face going, I had no more cystic acne. I had no more dark spots. I had this nice little glow, which I never had before, ever. And I'm like, there's really something here. So I literally joined, I think at the top package, and she woke up the next morning. I'm like, let's do this. And it has literally been the best professional decision I've ever made. I now realize that all of the things that are missing sometimes from seemingly more maybe prestigious careers, they don't offer anything like this. They don't offer, I think that network marketing, when done right, if you have a prestigious, progressive, really integrity-driven MLM, there's nothing like it. Because there's no ceiling and because you literally get to talk to people all day long and you get to work on changing lives. And then during that, you're doing all this personal development. So I've been blown away by Ever and by Amelia, by my team of over 200 of whom I'm beyond proud. And I cry thinking about it. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm sorry if I went over my time, but that's kind of my story, I guess. And sort of really cool because some of my team's on this call tonight. And I know just because I'm about 2 years in, a little over 2 years in, I can only imagine what the next 2 years are going to look like and then the next 2 years. And I think that's the coolest part of this. Never have I been a part of something where you just jump out of bed every day. And you're like, all right, what's today going to bring? What can we do? How can we change lives? So there you go. I love Ever. I absolutely love it. And it's, they're not going to be able to get rid of me.
We hope not. We love you. I love you so much. And everybody goes without saying that our team you bring everything to the team. And we adore you so much.
Not at all. It's amazing.
Another one we adore so much is Kristen Crowley. She's another top leader in our team. And Kristen, you are such an influence in Cincinnati, Ohio. You've had also excellent background in skincare products and know-how and careers. We'd love to hear your story on how you chose Ever and what has meant the most to you in your journey so far.
I am so delighted to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to participate. So I was trying to think of some of the highlights, and I think I must start by saying that I previously worked for another skincare company that was um, based here in Cincinnati initially, I should say, founded here in Cincinnati by a woman whose husband was on the PGA Tour. There were a lot of things that I really liked about the products, but I, after about 5.5 years, got to the point where I was doing a lot of screening for ingredients, doing a lot of problem solving, doing a lot of things independently. And because my client base had really grown and evolved, I was working with a lot of teenagers, with a lot of new moms, and those are different issues than just your mainstream skincare utilizers. So anyway, through my reading, I was really looking for something that was clean, but worked. And that's where I kept stumbling across Ever. And then when, you know, that Leslie Young and I had boys that were playing tennis at the same time, we're carpooling. I don't even know that I knew that she did Ever. And then all of a sudden something popped up and I had coffee with her and was very quickly like, why not me? This is going to make a lot more sense for me. And just to go back a little bit, I think that for me, the big thing is it needed to be simple, but it needed to be products that work. I have 2 teenage boys and a husband that travels a ton. So the flexibility for this opportunity is really important. But it also needed to be a business that made sense. Both in terms of the time that you're putting in and what you're getting back financially. And Ever definitely has that formula down in spades. You know, the clean ingredients, unsurpassed in the market, clinical grade. And I will tell you that the company that I worked with previously offered a complimentary monthly peel, a 30% glycolic peel to all of their clients. And looking back, the peel felt great and it was a nice touch with my clients, but they did it because they needed to, it made the products work better. And I gave myself the very same peel. If any of you saw my post like 2.5 months ago, it was terrible. My skin from the Ever products is so, we get the exfoliation, we get the hydration. Our products are working well, they're penetrating. You don't need to do those extra steps. And when I did, let's just say it was not good. So the learning there is these are clinical grade products. They're extremely well formulated. And I feel so good about that because they really do cover all of your bases. The really good cleansing, the really good prepping and exfoliating, the treatments that are available, and then obviously the protection, our SPF, I just am in love with. So all of those things. But then on the business side, this truly is a turnkey opportunity. We've got the tech tools. We've got the marketing that is fantastic. And the point of sale, the accounting, all of that is just done for you. So you really focus on your connections with people, your building of team, your product knowledge. You don't have to get in the weeds with accounting and fulfillment and all of those kind of things. And I think that's when you're looking for something that's a side gig and in addition to what you're already doing in your everyday life, I think that's really important. So I love the products. I love the business model. And I will say that I love working. I love working. And I like that I'm modeling something for my boys. They are the center of my world, but I try not for them to think that all the time. It's nice for them to see hard work and success and some of those things in their mom, who's available to them as well. But I have to say that the biggest reward for me in all of this has been truly this community of people and having the opportunity to work with people that I love and to be in business with people that really, that are beyond partners to me. And it's just been a wonderful journey. So I think that's it. So did I cover all of it? Products and business model and just the community. And these are all huge.
Thank you so much, Kristen. You are invaluable to our community and our group. Clearly just brings so very much. We're so lucky that you're with us.
Mwah.
Next up is Meredith Wadka. She is absolutely one of our top leaders, a huge inspiration with a whole set of strengths of her own. Meredith, you are a full-time teacher librarian as well as Meredith runs a full-time blog, a health and wellness blog in addition. She's a social media master, one of the best multitaskers I know. She just slays at life and is a huge inspiration to me every day. So Meredith, your story is very interesting and very, very valuable as well. What was your product experience and your hesitations / what drew you in to Ever, and what's been your journey like? What has your journey been like? Better sentence.
Been wild. I stumbled across Ever after being very, very sick from using a competitor's product, which I did not know at the time was making me sick. I used the product for almost 7-8 months, got okay results, better than what I was using before. And I started suffering from severe brain fog, slurring my words, turning them around during sentences, couldn't remember things, crying. Now, mind you, I was a teacher at the time in a classroom, and my aide came up to me and she's like, "Are you okay? Like, something's not right with you." And I would just start crying. I was breaking out in rashes in places you don't want to know about. The one I will tell you is my, like, from here to here was probably the worst rash you've ever seen. And nothing would work. Nothing would shake it. I was hot to the touch. I would pack ice packs on my body because I felt like I was burning from the inside out. My face started swelling. I was red on my face. My eyelids were bleeding. And I knew something was wrong. Like I thought I had cancer. Like I thought something huge was happening. And I ended up going to but all my blood work came back normal, which was very interesting at the time. So my general practitioner, all my blood work was normal. I ended up going to a natural doctor and they did some extensive toxicity screenings, and they found out that my liver and my kidneys were no longer filtering my blood the way that they were supposed to. The way that they explained it is that because they are filters for your body, they were so full of crap that they couldn't keep up, and now the crap was seeping out of my skin in any way that it could come out. Hence the armpit rash and the face rash, and the heat was just trying to burn it off from the inside out. With the additional toxicity testings, they found very specific ingredients that I was full of. And as she was looking at them, she's like, "These are all personal care products." That's where we normally find them. They're neurodisruptors, which means they're messing with your brain and the neurological pathways. They are endocrine disruptors, which means they're messing with your periods. I actually had surgery before I met with her because my periods had gotten so heavy and so severe. And as she was going through my daily, what do I use for shampoos, conditioners, body wash, fingernail polish, you name it, from top to bottom. And she's like, "Well, do you use anything on your face?" And I'm like, "Oh, I do. I just found this regimen that all my friends are using and blah, blah, blah." She's like, "What company is it?" And I told her, and she goes, "That is exactly what is making you sick." I was her third patient in as many months, and she actually pulled out the ingredient list and had things highlighted and was matching them up for me. And she's like, "My sister is going through the exact same thing right now." So I went through 4 solid months of hardcore detox. It was not pretty. But every month I went to see her, so at that same time, so I saw her in January. I just bought some Ever about that same time. And as I'm going through the process of detoxing, I was meeting with her once a month while using the Ever products. I brought them in, I had her look at them, and every month my toxicity numbers went down. So I knew that Ever was the real deal, because it's like you can't go from being that sick and not being able to function to getting all this this medical work back and watching your numbers decline and just, feeling better. At this point, screw the skin, like screw how I was feeling on my face or what things look like. I just didn't want to be sick anymore. And it was about that time when I really started to heal up, where I felt like women needed to know more about their healthy options. Maybe what you think is healthy really isn't that healthy for you. So I started the blog and the podcast, really centering on health and wellness and what it means to be healthy and how that looks different for everyone. I had Amelia on the podcast. I decided to sign up as a discount specialist. I really had zero intention of selling because my heart really sits in the health and wellness field. And through time, I realized that all of the things that an entrepreneur wants, ever has ready for you to just take. I mean, it truly is a turnkey business. The personal development is there. I mean, I know that Kristen touched on Mimi. The digital marketing tools are amazing. So I really felt like, how could you not take advantage of this when they're literally giving you everything but the people to talk to? And so here we are 2 years later, and I think it's been 2 years. And I don't know what my life would look like without Ever. Regardless of the skincare itself, I feel like I've really grown and learned so much about myself. I've learned how to push through fear. I've learned how to push through boundaries. I have learned that I don't have to be stuck in a regular 9-to-5 job with a ceiling, that I can grow myself, not just personally, but financially. And then in turn, I'm now in a position where I can offer that same growth to other women who are looking for it. So I'm really excited to be a part of where we are now, just to, really help other people grow in who they are and to move and shake and make some dreams really come true for them.
Brilliant. Love it, Meredith. You're just so inspiring. We're so lucky to have you. Thank you very much for that. Next up is Amy Little. Amy is an elementary school friend of mine, now a pediatrician and expert in the medical field. And I'd love it, Amy, if you would share your unique story and what your Ever journey has been like thus far and what it's meant to you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for including me tonight. I really appreciate it. When I started using the Ever products, I really was not looking for a side gig. I was just looking for some good skincare products. I was struggling with rosacea and acne. I had skin cancer. I had wrinkles. I really just wanted some good skincare that was going to help my skin look better. And then because I had skin cancer, I was also looking for products that had clean ingredients. I was trying to look for healthier options. And so I started using the products. I absolutely fell in love. They made my skin look wonderful, feel wonderful. And so initially I signed up as a specialist just to get the discount because I knew I was going to continue using the products. And like Amelia said, I am a pediatrician. That's my full-time job. And what I really love about my job is teaching preventative medicine and teaching kids and their families healthy habits so that they can prevent health problems in the future. And a little over a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to get a little bit more education in preventative medicine and that I wanted to do a fellowship in integrative medicine. And when I started looking at the fellowship, I started thinking about what am I going to do to pay for the fellowship, because I still have a lot of med school loans and I didn't want to have to take out more loans. And so I actually reached out to Amelia and said, I think that I want to start a business with Ever so that I can use that money to help fund my fellowship that I want to do. And I felt like it was a perfect fit because it has clean ingredients, it's healthy. I'm sharing a product that I absolutely love with my friends and family, and I know that it's a healthy option with them. So I felt like it fit in perfectly with that sort of integrative medicine, preventative medicine piece. And so I've been working my business for about a year and a half now, and there have been a few things that have really surprised me in the past year and a half. So the first one is how much fun I am having. I think working in medicine can be stressful. You are required to see a certain number of patients per day. You only have a short amount of time to spend with people. I'm working nights and weekends and I'm on call and it can be stressful. And so Ever has been my fun, uplifting side gig where I get to have my girlfriends over to do facials and try makeup and drink champagne together. I love when my customers come to me and are super excited about the changes that they're seeing in their skin. When my coworkers come to work and are beaming because they're excited about the new makeup that they're wearing. It just has been a really fun addition and sort of a stress reliever, as opposed to some of the stressors that can come along with medicine. The second piece, which I know Kristen and Meredith both touched on it, is that personal development piece. I am learning new skills that I never would have learned in my regular day job. I'm learning about business, about marketing, becoming more technologically savvy, because that is not one of my strong suits. And just sort of putting myself out of my comfort zone. I think that's really where you start to see that personal growth, is when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And when I started with Ever, I was afraid to do everything. I was afraid to start a Facebook group. I was afraid to put posts up because I didn't know what other people were going to be thinking about that. Had Amelia asked me to do this call a year and a half ago, I would have said, absolutely not. That is terrifying, and I will never do that. So I think my famous words to everyone on our team are always, I was so scared to do it that I thought my heart was going to explode. And that, I've said that about pretty much everything we've done with Ever, and my heart has not exploded. And each time I put myself out there, I really grow a little bit and learn that, hey, I can do this. So I really think that personal development piece is awesome. And then the third thing is just the new friends that I've met. This group of women is absolutely amazing. They are so inspiring and uplifting and always cheering me on, and the reason why I keep putting myself out there and keep trying these new things. And so I've met women from across the country that I never would have met before. So I really think that I was surprised by those things that have been important to me over the past year and a half with this business. So I think the products are amazing. The leadership in the company is amazing. The timing right now with the clean products is amazing. But I really think that starting a business is going to be so much more for you personally because of all of the growth that happens.
Thank you so much, Amy. I know so many people are relating to what you said. And it's what everyone has said is a great reflection of just the layers of depth that come with this that are surprising and rewarding. So thank you so very much. So this is just 4 of our 450 people. We've got a huge amount of variety of careers. We've got registered nurses, office manager for plastic surgery, and pharmacy technicians, event managers, medical coders, pastry chef, lots of stay-at-home moms, lots more teachers, service industry, massage therapists and doula, real estate, salon owners, financial reps, estheticians, advertising and sales, author, nanny, nursing home admissions. It goes on and on and on and on. So the big takeaway is that there really can be something here no matter what you do if you're just looking for something more. So you've heard these different perspectives, and a lot of people, those stories are what really matter here. And a lot of them touched on the points of what makes Ever stand out. Obviously, you've heard enough about the product. You can certainly experience it after this. And there's just really nothing like it on that front. There's also the people here, as you've heard and seen a little bit of, but the people who are attracting in the corporate office, our leadership. Jessica Heron has been named one of the top female entrepreneurs in the country. Please look her up. She is amazing. She's got an amazing podcast that she just started. She founded The Wedding Channel in her 20s. And founded this company to disrupt the direct sales industry, to innovate it and bring the kind of integrity and power that does exist already, but really take it up a notch, as she has done with the products. Ani Hajinian is the president of all of Stella & Dot, and Stella & Dot is our parent company. We're incredibly well financially backed, but Ani Hajinian was the general manager of Bobbi Brown North America for 12 years. She was here in New York with her family and tried the products, and Jessica was courting her. She said, no, for a long time. She finally tried the regimen and then relocated her family to San Francisco to be our general manager at the time. So she felt extremely strongly about this. Leslie Blodgett is on our board. She's the founder of Bare Minerals, and she had to be part of this. She tried the products, and she spoke at our first convention 3 years ago. And she said, listen, I know everything that's going on out there. And I've been part of industry disrupting history. I've created it. I know what it smells like and feels like and tastes like. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, you guys are next. There's nothing like you, and you're next. And I still get chills when I hear that. So she had to be part of this. And then Jeremy Soiney is our brand new GM. He came from being at the helm of Rodan and Fields for the past 8 years. And he saw them through tremendous, huge growth. And he left his helm there, again, because he had to be part of this. And so that's where the timing piece comes in. 4 years in, we're still completely ground floor. And the growth that will happen here with the power of all that you've heard about over the next 5 years, 10 years is going to be, it's really the equivalent of what sums up to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So we're extremely happy to share it with you. It's our favorite thing to do. And we're very grateful that you're here. So Leslie, if you want to lead a little bit of Q&A.
Absolutely. I would love to. Well, I think everybody it's clear we've got the best skincare products on the market today, but I'll tell you what, the one thing that trumps that is our culture. And it is a phenomenal one, and you can't beat that. So we'd love to take any questions at all, and like just anything at all. It can be, does not have to just be like inside the box product related stuff, like anything at all. Anyone? You can unmute yourself. You can raise your little hand. And there's no dumb question. Okay. No questions at all? Everyone's good?
Everyone's good.
Everyone's good. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. I will end with one of my favorite Jessica Heron quotes. And if you have not caught her brand new podcast yet, it is phenomenal. It's called Self-Made. I cannot recommend it more highly. Jessica always says, believe in yourself beyond reason. And we truly believe that you must do that. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. Reach out to any of us if you have further questions. We'd love to see what it is we can do for you, most of all. Thank you all. Much love to you.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye. Going to bed now.
Thank you, everybody.